Good morning, drivers. This is Steve Ryan from the Safety Department with a brief clip on how to use PeopleNet. We're going to walk through a full day of work from your pre-trip inspection to your post-trip inspection, including hazmat tire checks and securement checks for flatbed. At the beginning of the day, we log into the system by hitting the menu key, selecting Login, and entering our driver code. Our driver code is the first three letters of our last name and the first three letters of our first name together. In the office, we call that the TMW code. For you, it is your PeopleNet login. It is also the same for your password. When you've completed, select Done, and you'll see that it's placing a data call. Usually takes about 15 or 20 seconds for the data call. The data call has completed. We say OK. It's going to ask us to accept the 70-hour and 8-day regulations, which all drivers at Falcon Transport use. At this time, it's going to ask for our trailer number, and I'm going to say no, and I could enter my correct trailer number. Hit Next. We could put a remark in. Exit cab for a pre-trip inspection. Although a remark is not required at this time. Select Done. This is also where we can put our bill lading number or the shipper and the commodity in. An example would be General Motors, automotive parts, Ventra, plastics, or the bill lading number. We don't need to put additional remarks, so we select Done. It's going to ask us if we're a single or team driver. Select Done. And now it's going to ask us for our duty status. This is just like the log lines on a paper logbook. We're going to scroll down and go on duty. Select Next. It's going to ask us to verify our location. We don't need to put an additional remark in. And it's going to confirm that our duty status change is from off duty to on duty. It's important when this message comes up that you read the line so that when you take a break, you're 10 hours off or a 34-hour restart, that you are in the correct mode of duty status. We're going to accept the duty status change. When it asks you if all your logs are true and correct, you say yes unless there's a problem with the PeopleNet unit. We continue by pressing Menu. We're going to select Driver Logs, which is where most of the functions are that you as a driver need, and we're going to go down to Do an Inspection. Vehicle Inspection. You can also enter a citation or a remark at this location. So we're going to select this for a pre-trip inspection. Hit the Next key. We can put in the inspection if you had a repair that was necessary. You could put an example of a right rear outside tire, flat, on the trailer. And you could let us know that it's an 11R22.5. And that's how you use the backspace key. Hit Done, and our inspection is done. It's important to know that a pre-trip inspection or a post-trip inspection at this location goes into your log remarks. It's the same as you noting something on a paper log. No one in the office actually sees a write-up at this point. So if I was to have a right rear outside flat on my trailer, what I would do after I completed my pre-trip inspection is I would back all the way out, And at the main menu, I would press Send and scroll all the way to the bottom to get to my driver's vehicle inspection report. There's two selections here, no defect and defect. As of December 2014, it's no longer required for a driver to complete a DVIR every day at the end of his shift. You only have to complete a DVIR from the day a defect occurs and every day thereafter until a repair has been effectuated. So again, we press the Send key. We arrow all the way to the bottom. We're going to select DVIR with a defect, and what happened there is I went all the way around to the top again. You can't break it, just keep pressing buttons, you'll get there. So I select it. You put your driver name in. Put our trailer number in. And at this point you'll see where only the word no shows on the screen. The word yes is hidden. So we could say no because our tractor does not have a defect, and then we're going to go to the trailer and say that it has a defect. You're going to see a big long list of possibilities here for defective equipment, but you can always scroll all the way to the bottom and select Other. And again, we're going to put in right rear, outside, flat tire, 11 R22.5, and you always want to tell us that it's on the tractor or the trailer just in case there's any confusion on the other end. And the important thing to know is that this DVIR goes directly to our maintenance department, so they can contact you if you need additional information, or if we're to arrange to have a vendor come make your repairs. So we're going to say there's no more defects, and it's going to ask us if we want to send it or go back. And I want to send it, and that's going to go directly to the maintenance department and the breakdown board. So anytime you have a defect on your equipment, you should do an inspection, you should complete a DVIR, and you should call the breakdown board to make sure that they're aware that we need to get a repair done. Now that our pre-trip is complete, we're going to change our duty status to driving by selecting Driver Log from the main menu, changing our duty status, go to the driving line, it verifies our location. Going to put a remark in. On a normal day, you would just say pre-trip okay. It confirms we're changing from on duty to driving. Make sure and read this so it's doing what you want it to do. And now we're driving. Hazardous materials regulations require in the first 50 miles and then every 2 hours or 100 miles thereafter that the driver does a tire safety check to make sure none of the equipment has overheating tires on it and to prevent tire fires. For a flatbed driver, there must be a securement check in the first 50 miles and then every 150 miles or 3 hours thereafter. So assuming it's 50 miles down the road and we need to do a securement check, we can either put it in our remarks or we can go to the inspections again under Driver Log and do an interim inspection and put securement check. So we're going to go to the menu, select Driver Log, and we're going to go down to Inspections. Select for inspections, arrow down to Inter-Trip Inspection. If you are a hazmat driver, you would type in hazmat tire safety check. If you were a flatbed driver, you would type in securement check. And although we do require 15 minutes for a pre-trip and 15 minutes for a post-trip, loading, unloading, actual time spent at the facility must be logged on duty. Fueling, motor vehicle accidents, citations, roadside inspections, and waste station inspections, and all drug testing must be logged on duty. And when we stop the truck, you can either manually select to go to on duty to do those inspections, or when the vehicle stops, it will automatically change your duty status back to on duty. Your inter-trip inspection is not required to be any specific amount of time, the actual time spent doing the task, usually somewhere between 8 and 15 minutes. So as we continue down the road, we're going to be encountering our 30-minute break where we'd have to go off duty for 30 minutes. So we're going to select driver log, change our duty status, go to off duty. It's going to verify our location. We're going to put a remark in here to make it easy for the compliance department. 30-minute break. And it's asking me, do I want to change from driving to off duty? That's what I want to do. We suggest taking an additional 5 minutes over your 30-minute break, your 10-hour break, or your 34-hour restart. That way, if you manually change your duty status and the computer fails to send the information, when the automatic change goes through, you won't be forced to stop for another 30 minutes, 10 hours, or 34 hours. So it's imperative that you wait that extra 5 minutes to ensure there's no errors sending the information. So after our 35 minutes is up, we're going to press the menu key, select driver logs. We're going to change our duty status manually. We're going to go back to driving. It verifies our location. You don't have to put a remark in at that point. We confirm that we're going from off duty to driving, and we continue on with our day. At the end of your day, when you pull into the truck stop or at home and you do your post-trip inspection, you press the menu key, press driver log, change our duty status. We want to go to on duty. Select on duty and verify our location. I'm going to put a remark in here. Exit cab for post-trip. I'm going to confirm that I'm on duty. I'm going to get out and do the walk around of my truck, check everything required on a post-trip inspection. Then I'm actually going to go to the vehicle inspection area again under driver log. We're going to arrow all the way down to the inspection area. Going to arrow down to post-trip. And I'm going to put in here post-trip OK. Select done. Now, if you had a defect on the vehicle at your post-trip or during the day, again, the law requires that you complete a DVIR at the time of the defect and every day after until the repair has been effectuated. So we're going to go back to the main menu, and we can get to a DVIR by pressing the send key and arrowing all the way down to the bottom. We can select DVIR with defect, put our name in, hit next, our trailer number, next, and then it asks us, is it a tractor defect or a trailer defect? So we're going to say no, it's not a tractor defect. We're going to say yes to the trailer defect. And again, you can select any one of these items in the list, or you can scroll all the way to the bottom and select other. And then I would put in the details of my breakdown, and I would actually physically call the breakdown board and make sure they're aware that I completed my DVIR and that I need a repair. Hit next. We're going to say there's no more defects. The important thing is to remember to send. So now it's going to send that message on the next data call. Our day is complete if you are leaving your truck at a facility like Victoria Road in Youngstown or the Romulus Terminal, it's important that you log completely off the truck and take your logbook with you. The same as you would take a paper log with you and go home, you need to remove your logs from the vehicle in the event that a shuttle driver or the shop uses your vehicle. As a company, Falcon Transport must account for all miles driven on every vehicle. So it's imperative that if you leave your truck at a facility, that you log completely off. If you remain at a truck stop on the road, you only go to off-duty status or sleeper berth. You do not log off the truck. So assuming that we are at a facility where we're going to leave our truck and go home for the weekend, we're going to select Menu, Driver Log. We are going to change our duty status to off-duty. Select Next. It verifies our location. We're going to put a remark in here. Leave truck for weekend. And it's an important remark to put in because that way if the shop moves your truck and something happens, we have documentation that you exited the vehicle. We confirm we're going off duty. Now we've logged off. That's where you would remain at a truck stop or in the sleeper berth. If we want to log completely out of the vehicle, we're going to go to log out after we go off duty. We're going to log out off duty, verify our location, and again I'm going to put this remark in because I don't want to get blamed for somebody else driving the truck. Confirm that we're off duty and certify that all your logs are true and correct. You are required to do that unless there's a problem with your PeopleNet unit and you think something is not right. Press the Proceed button. This is an important message. Remove your driver log from the vehicle. You say yes. It's like taking your logbook home in your backpack. It's placing a data call, and in a minute it will return to the login screen and you've completed your day. Thanks for your time and have a safe trip. If you have questions, please feel free to call the log, compliance, or safety departments and anyone can assist you.